this section is going to look at Azure storage. Part of this one, we're going to discuss storage accounts, blob storage, storage security, Azure files and file sync, managing storage. So these topics we're going to look at. Now, storage accounts. Part of this one, we're going to discuss Azure storage, Azure storage services, storage account kinds, replications strategies, accessing storage, securing storage endpoints. These topics we're going to look at. Now, Azure storage. This is a service that you can use to store files, messages, tables, and other types of information. It's durable and secure, scalable, managed, accessible. Storage for virtual machines, structured data, and structured data. So we can use this storage for these purposes. Two tiers we have, standard and SSD, which is premium. Standard normal hard disk, and premium tiers we have SSD hard disk. Now, Azure services, we have containers, files, tables, and queues. They're like a different features. Containers features, under that, we can create massively scalable object which we can store for text and binary data. This is for any kind of data, video files, images, or any kind of data we can store over there. Azure Files is a managed file shared for cloud or on-premises deployments. Azure Tables, a NoSQL store for schemaless storage for structured data. We can use Azure Tables as well. Azure Table is kind of, if you need any tables, this is mostly for applications and other purposes. If you need any tables or structures or data structures, you can use this one. Azure Queues, this is for messaging purposes. A messaging store for reliable messaging between application components. For example, you write down some comments, you do some online chatting systems, and you need some storage for that. This is application related. Some applications, they need some space to store the message and other informations. So for that purposes, these services can be useful. Storage account kinds. We have a blob storage for general purpose version 1, storage version 2, that is general purpose version 2, blob storage, file storage. So blob storage, this one supported services, blob, supported tiered, standard, replication options, local replications, geo replications, read access, geo redundant services. Each of the storage type, we have multiple storage types in here, different storage types, and they support this kind of services. And they have a different standards, supporting tier standard, premium. So let's say you want to have file storage. So for that, we should have premium storage. Then we can have different redundancy options. So that means if you create any storage account in Azure, you will have redundancy automatically. During the storage account creations time, you'll be able to select these replications options, like a local replications, geo replications. You'll be able to select these options. Zone redundancy. So these are the account types we have. Now, replications strategies. This is the locally redundant storage. Data is replicated 3 times within a single facility in a single region. Single facility means single data centers in a single region. Zone redundant storage. Data is replicated across multiple availability zones within one region. Geo redundant storage. Data is replicated 3 times within the primary region and replicated 3 times to the region's pair. Read access geo-redundant storage. Data is replicated 3 times within the primary region and replicated with read access to the region pair. Zone redundant storage. Data is replicated across 3 availability zones and replicated to the region pair. Read access geo-redundant storage. Data is replicated across 3 availability zones and replicated with read-only read access to the region pairs. So we have different replications options. Now, once you create the storage account, we'll be able to access the resources from the web link. Every object has a unique URL address based on account name and storage type. We have cname blobs.contoso.com, target contoso.blob.blob.core-windows.net. cname is with that we can actually change our change the default domain name and we can place our own domain name. If you create any services, we'll have separate URL for that, such as mystorageaccount.blob.co.windows.net. For container, we have one kind of link. Table, we can have another kind of link. Queue services, file services, we have different links. And if you want, you can have your own custom domain name as well. Securing storage account endpoints. Firewalls and virtual networks allows for restricting access to the storage account from specific subnets on virtual networks. So subnets and virtual networks must exist in the same Azure region or region pair at the storage account. So storage account you'll be able to access, but you can restrict, you can select particular subnet and you can provide access to only that subnet. You can control which network is going to access your storage account. So how to create this storage account? We're going to look at these systems. Now blob storage. So this section is going to look at blob storage, containers, access tiers, lifecycle, uploading blobs, pricing, all the systems. Blob storage stores unstructured data in the cloud, can store any type of text or binary data, also referred to as object storage. For example, you can create one storage account and you can create container. Container is like a folder. And inside the folder, you can have files. Let's say pictures, image files, movies, movie files. Common usage, saving images or documents directly to the browser, storing files for distributed access, and streaming video and audio, storing data for backup and restore, disaster recovery and archiving. That purposes we can use this blob storage. Storing data for analysis by an on-premises or Azure hosted services. Right, so these are the options we have. Blob containers. All blobs must be in a container. Container is like a folder. Accounts have unlimited containers. Containers can have unlimited blobs. So blob is private blobs. So that means no anonymous access. Blob access, anonymous public read access for blobs only. Container access, anonymous public read and list access to the entire container, including the blobs. This is the access level. So when you create this container, we can provide this access level. And blob access tiers, hot tier, cool tier, and archive. Hot tier means optimized for frequent access of objects in the storage account. Cool tier optimized for storing large amounts of data that is infrequently accessed and stored for at least 30 days. Archive optimized for data that can tolerate several hours of retrieval latency and will remain in the archive tier for at least 180 days. So this is how we need to save our blob. We can select these options, hot, cool, or archive. And we can switch as well. We can switch between these access tiers at any time. Lifecycle management. We can manage the lifecycle for this storage. Transitioning of blobs to a cooler storage tier to optimize for performance and cost. Delete blobs at the end of their lifecycle. Apply rules to filter paths in the storage account. Such as you can create rule 1, you can say move blob to cool storage after 30 days. And move blob to archive storage after 180 days. And after that, you delete. Or creating snapshots. Snapshot is a pictures backup. So days after blob is created, 30 days. Every 30 days, it will delete the snapshot. Uploading blobs. Blobs useful for storing text or binary files. Page blobs more efficient for frequent read-write operations. Append blobs useful for logging scenarios. Here, when you create these stuffs, we can select either hot, cool, or archive. You cannot change a blob type once it has been created. So when you create, we'll be able to see this blob type. Storage pricing, we have cost, blob storage, data access cost, transaction cost, geo replications, file transfer cost, outbound data transfer cost, and changing the storage tier. So around the storage, we have many different kind of cost. So when you deploy this one, we need to consider these steps. What kind of redundancy we want, how we're going to access our storage, what purposes we are going to use this one. Based on that, we have a specific charge. So later on, we're going to create container. We need to upload a blob, and then we'll be able to download that one. Now, storage security. Part of this one, we're going to look at storage security, shared access signatures, URI and SAS parameters, storage encryptions, customer managed keys, and storage security best practices. Storage security, we have storage encryption services, authentications with Azure AD and RBAC, client-side encryptions, HTTPS and SMB 3.0 for data transit, Azure disk encryptions, and share access signatures, delegated access, shared key, encrypted signature string, anonymous access to containers and blobs. So this kind of security steps we're going to look at now. Shared access signatures, it provides delegated access to resources. For example, read, write, particular time, like you're providing access for a particular file in a particular time. Like only this time they'll be able to access this file. Or from which IP they'll be able to access your file, you can select that one. And whether they can use HTTPS or HTTP, you can control those steps. So grants access to clients without sharing your storage account keys. The account SaaS delegates access to resources in one or more of the storage services. The service SaaS delegates access to a resource in just one of the storage services. So once you set up everything, you can generate this SaaS token and URL, and you can provide to someone. So they'll be able to access this storage account. URI and SaaS parameters. A SaaS is a signed URI that points to one or more storage resources and consist of a storage resource URI and the SaaS token. So that means when you provide access, it will create unique link, and that link will have a time, date, and what kind of access they have. So everything will be in this link. It includes parameters for resource URI, storage service options, services, resource types, start time, expiry time, resource permissions, IP range, protocol, signature, everything. So whatever you select in here, all these things will appear in the URI. So later on, how to create this SaaS account types. And then encryptions, storage service encryptions, protects your data for security and compliance, automatically encrypts and decrypts your data, encrypted through 256-bit AES encryptions, is enabled for all new and existing storage accounts and cannot be disabled. Is transparent to users. You can use your own key as well. So Microsoft Azure maintains these encryptions. If you create any account, then automatically encryptions will be there. You can manage, so those encryptions and decryptions key is managed by Microsoft Azure, but you can create your own as well. You can create your own. Use the Azure Key Vault to manage your encryption keys. Create your own encryption keys and store them in a vault. Use Azure Key Vault's APIs to generate encryption keys. Custom keys give you more flexibility and control. So you can create our own key as well. It's kind of like a BitLocker encryptions, but we can create the encryptions over there. We can generate our own key, and then after that, we'll be able to save those key in a particular locations. And that is called key vaults. Or simply, we can use Microsoft Managed Keys as well. So storage services best practice, always use HTTPS to create or distribute and SaaS. Reference stored access policies where possible. Use near-term expiration times on an ad hoc SaaS. Have clients automatically renew the SaaS if necessary. Be careful with SaaS start time. So when you provide this access, you need to be careful with the time when this access will be expired. You need to remember that part. Be specific with the resource to be accessed. Understand that your account will be built for any usage, and validate your data written using SaaS. Don't assume SaaS is always the correct choice. Use storage analytics to monitor your applications. These are the best practice. These are the advice we can follow when you work with these storage services. Now let's have a look few things around that. We'll go to our cloud home. And then create storage accounts. And resource group, we need to select some resource group. Today I have used that ZLB resource group. I'm going to create over there, or I can create new one. I can create something new as well. East US, maybe this region I'm going to create and name Z storage 11. That is my storage account name. And region, this is East OU US. Performance standard or premium. Standard is okay. Redundancy, zero redundancy storage, that's also fine. So this is the default options I have. And advanced networking, data protection. This is default options we have. We leave it default. Click tags, review plus create. We are just creating the storage account in this region. We create so I'm just creating the storage account now. So it's creating the storage account now. So it's done. I'll click on go to resources. So this is my storage account. I can see activity logs, tags, access control. This is a common tab for other resources as well. If I go down, I have containers, I have file shares, keys, tables. This is the storage types we have. And then we have networking, Azure CDN, whether you want to provide access to all networks, allow access from all networks or selected networks, you can control those stuffs. Then you have a access keys, shared access signatures, which is SAS. You can put a control in here. Then encryptions. After the data management, replications management. East US and secondary is West US. You can see that's how replications will work over there. Data protection. Object replications. Configurations and other options we have in here. Monitoring options, insights, you'll be able to see details, availability, transactions, latency, right? So there are many other stuffs, related things, but let's have a look. This one. So overview, and after that, we can click on containers. and we're going to create new containers. So this is my first storage types, which is containers. So click on containers, names it container 1, and after that private or blob or container, so we can provide any kind of access. I'll choose containers, so I want to provide access to these containers to anyone. So whoever got this link, they'll have read access. I'll click create. So container is like a folder. So I'll open this container. And in this container, I can upload some stuffs. See, there's an upload button. I can upload files, click on these files. I can go to pictures. I can select some of the pictures from here. For example, this one, and upload. Pictures or movie files or text files you'll be able to upload in here. Okay, so it's uploaded. Once we upload this one, we click on this page. This is, we call it blob. And this page, well, if you want, we can download this file as well. And if you want, we can provide access to someone to this particular link. We can download, you can see the versions, you can have snapshots. Generate SAS means shared access signatures. This is to provide access to someone. We can use this link. Click on overview again and see the URL. To copy this URL and paste in somewhere in the browser. And see, I can see these pictures straight away. So this is just, see, this is just a simple way you can deploy one pictures or movie files or any account you can deploy. So this is the advantage we have with this blob. So I'll close this one. So under my containers, I can upload different files as well. For example, I click on upload files. If I go to our files, maybe important links, these files I want to upload. And select it, then upload. It's done. I'll close this one. So this is my important links. I can manage the links, name, and all these stuffs. I'll click on this one. Then I got the URL ready. I'll copy this one. And then I can distribute this one as well. Look at that. All the text file, they appeared. So that's the advantage we have. Now, after that, if you want to display, you just need to provide this link. So you can distribute the link in your company. You can provide access to someone. So this is the advantage we have. But this one, it's under blob.core.windows.net. But if you want to have your own domain name, you can add custom domain as well. See, the faster way or quicker way we can deploy some pictures, some text files, so they are all ready. So this is the advantage we have with these containers. Is it okay, Rohitesh and Daniel?
Yeah.
Yep, all good.
Cool. Now we can do other things as well. Let's say if I click here, Oops. This is my storage. So open in Explorer. If you click on that one, and then you can download Azure Storage Explorer if you do not have it. So if you do not have it, please download this one. You can download. So once you download it, then it will be a file, and just install that file. I think it's .msi file. Open in, but I have downloaded already. I'll say open Azure Storage Explorer. This one, yes. So once you download and install, after that, you'll see there's a Explorer. This is kind of like Azure Storage Explorer, same like you have other Explorer. We have the File Explorer, but this is Azure Explorer. And I can check the connections if I click on this, or I can make a new connections. I click on subscriptions, Azure, click next. I click on this one, authenticated, so it's done. So I have already connected. So I can see my subscriptions in here. Open Explorer, I can see my storage account. So once we have this Explorer, then we'll be able to manage some of the steps from here. HTTPS request to HTTPS Z storage one, account one, blob, this and this. Close. Is it? Oh, maybe I have this one. Let me check. I got many other files. That's why I need to verify which one I'm looking at. Z storage 111. This is my storage account. So Z storage 111. Yes, now I got it. I got, this is my storage 11. And then if I click on blobs, and this is my Z container 1. And under that, I have a couple of files, these two files. So this Explorer advantage is, if, let's say if you'd like to upload something on premises, you can create new folder, right? And you can go back. You can upload from here as well. Let's say upload some folders and files. You can upload something from here as well. If I go to pictures, maybe I upload other files. So if I go to my containers, so I have these systems. Yes, so I got my couple of files and the new folder I have created. I can create new folders, I can upload over there, or I can upload directly to that container. I can upload files or entire folders. So these are the advantage we have. So this is simply you accessing from on-premises, and not only the storage, file services later on we're going to discuss. We'll be able to access the file services from here as well. Under the containers, you can see we have a blob containers. Then you can manage the file shares and stuff from here. Okay. So if I go there, storage under the containers, this sort of things you can do. You can create a containers. After that, you can upload something in the containers, and you can provide access to someone. So in the cloud, you can provide role-based assignment. But if you like to provide access to someone, let's say from on-premises, someone want to access your this storage container. So you can put shared access signatures and signing key one, permissions, let's say read permissions. And from 20th of June, 12 o'clock to 20th of June, 8 p.m. So you can provide access to that particular period of time, HTTPS only. You can generate this one. Once you generate, this is your SAS token, and this is your blob URL. Let's see if I copy this one. And if I want to access, if I try to access that one, so it doesn't have anything at the moment. So shared access signatures, that means someone will be able to access this one, but they can access from on-premises. I'll just show you how to do that one. In on-premises, see there's a plug sign, open connections dialog box. Yeah. In here, it's saying how to connect. Let's say you want to connect with storage account. Click on this one, then connection string, key or SAS, or shared access signatures. So in our case, we have shared access signatures. Select this one, click next. Then you need to put a display name and then service URL. The SAS is missing a required services parameter. I have SAS token and also have that one as well, both of them. So if I go back, this is SAS token. So basically shared access signature, this is the things we have. The SaaS is missing a required services parameter. This is the SaaS URL. Zit container 1. Zit container 1. Create another one. Blob SaaS URL. Blob SaaS URL. This is for particular. Connection method, how will connect to the storage account. Actually, I have connected already, but connection string, shared access signatures, and account name and key, 3 different options we have. SaaS is missing a required services parameter. What parameter? Okay, let me check. I think something missing from the cloud. What parameter missing? Key 1. Read permissions in that particular period of time. Allowed address. This is not mandatory. So are you able to connect with your storage explorer? Okay, I'll check this one. Probably it's connected. That's why it's not accepting that parameter. Daniel and Rohitesh, are you able to log in with your storage explorer?
Hey, Zahid, I missed a few steps there. I'll try later. I'll let you know.
Okay. So this is, you need to download this one and then see the plug button. You can connect from there. When you click on plug sign, then you can connect with your subscriptions. Once you connect, then you'll be able to use this one. And main idea to have this storage explorer, this is on-premises applications. You can upload the files and stuff from here. After that, when you go to online, you'll be able to access those resources. So if I go to container, see this new folder I have uploaded from on-premises, and I can see this one. So this is my file. I'll copy, and then if I deploy, then it will show you like that. So advantage is we can deploy the stuffs in a faster way. So mostly developer or from the company side, if you'd like to deploy something in a faster way, then you can use these services. Now, another thing we get looked at, which is file shares. File shares, we can create file shares, and we can name it file one. Oops, we need to say Z file one quota. You can put 2 gig, and after that I can say create. So this is similar to on-premises file sharing or file servers. Let's say this is my file servers, and I can upload something in my file servers. I can connect, I can upload, I can add directory, such as I can create, folder 1 like that. I can add directory folder 2 like that. So I can create a couple of folders. And after that, it's already shared. So if I go there, my file 1, under that I have a couple of folders. And if I want to share, oops, again, I'll go to file shares. This is my Z file 1. And I can map my file shares with on-premises as well. So let's say when I create this file, I click on the file and there's a connect button. I click on this connect and it says drive letter Z and storage account key. This is the key to connect these files in on-premises. So for Windows, Linux, and Macs, we have a different format. For Linux, we have same thing. We can mount. For Mac, we can mount as well. We'll go to Windows, and this is the PowerShell command. We need to copy this one, and we need to apply in on-premises PowerShell window. So I'll copy this one, and then I'll go to my on-premises file services. I have some of them. I'll delete these stuffs. This is old. So these things I can apply in different places. Let me check my virtual machines by the time. Oh, virtual machine is done. So connect dash. Yes. So now this command has been updated. Simply you can log in Okay, so for PowerShell installations, you don't have to go through that long command. Simply, you can use this one. I'll copy this one and put in the Dropbox. So recently they updated this file. So simply you can do this one, but still you have to do that set execution policy. And then after that, you have to do connect. Yeah, these 3 lines. Alternative method or PowerShell module installations. So you don't have to run the long command. Alternative method for PowerShell module installations. So you can use this 3 line. You don't have to write down that big line. It's similar, but it just slightly bit install module, same thing, but in different way. But this is the new command. You can use simply this one. If you apply this 3 line command in your on-premises computers, you'll be able to install PowerShell. Cool. So now I can connect with my VM. So I'm connected now. Now that command, now I'll go to my this PowerShell window. I'll copy this, this link, and I'll go to my virtual machines again. And this is connected, so I'm going to connect in here. So this one, it will not work in this way. So I'll go to clipboard and type clipboard text. So simply what we are doing, we created the file shares in the cloud, and we're going to access that file shares from on-premises. That is the things we are doing at the moment. So if I go, yeah, it done successfully, credentials done successfully. So once it's done, if I go to my file explorer, click on this PC, I should have a drive in here. Yep. I'll close this one again, open again. It's not there. If it is not there, manually we can check as well. So this is the link. Look at that. Now it's here. It took a bit of time, but now we can see this one. It should be already work as map type, but sometimes it's making little issues. Oops. Access this one. Spelling to try cancel. Some reason it can't see here, but same thing. I can go to my this PC, any PC, even like your PC, you'll be able to connect. Let's say I'll send you this one, this file. You can paste in your computers, and you'll be able to access that file. If I go to browser again, once I click connect, and it will create Z drive. I'll create some different Q drive, different drive. And I'm going to map with my these files and stuffs with that particular drive. So I'll copy again. After that, I'll go to on-premises, PowerShell. I'm going to apply this one. So now this one will connect. Credentials added successfully. Once it's done, I think it's doing something. That's why. Yeah. After that, if I go to my Explorer, I'll be able to see. I'll be able to see that Z file 1 as a map drive in here. Explorer already crashing. So it may take a bit of time, but it will work eventually. Z drive here. Or manually I can go map network drive, and you can put that particular link. Manually we can do as well. Yeah. See, now this is the map drive. So this is related with cloud, and you can rename and you can do other stuffs. But let's say if I create new thing, test folder. Now after that, if I go to cloud, this thing should sync as well. If I go to cloud, refresh, look at that, test folder is in the cloud. So that means you can create your file servers in here or file share, and then after that you can sync with on-premises. And also you can provide this one as map drive. Same thing, I can manually, oh, my Explorer is, I'll open another tab, see it's working or not. If I go to this PC, right click, map network drive. But you need a PowerShell command in order to connect, in order to map that particular things, because that will provide some kind of authentications. This one is slow, but that's okay. We have looked at from our virtual machines, right? If you create another folder in here under this map drive, and then these things will appear in, I create one text file. So anything you create, it will sync with your cloud. In this way, from the cloud, you can manage and maintain the file servers. All good? Understand this part? So this is containers and this is file shares. This is the two things mostly we need part of the administrations, but queues and tables, they're mostly related with, developer. They use those space to create some queues, create some tables and stuffs. But containers and file shares in this way you'll be able to use.
Yeah, all good on my end, Zahid. I've just tried mapping the drive to my local machine, so I'm just waiting for that mapping to complete.
Cool, excellent. Yeah, it will work. Sometimes it's take a bit of time, and as you can see, manually I have added, because it should be added, or maybe I need to restart or something, but I can do manually as well. Right click, map network drive, and all you need just that URL. That URL is in here, it's not full format, so that's why I copied from there. Now it's appeared. Network folder, would you like to map? Now I don't want. So that's how it will work. So file shares we have looked at. Azure file shares, how it functions, how we do the map. Snapshot is part of the file shares. The thing we have that is called storage sync service. Azure File Sync centralized your organization's file shares in Azure Files while keeping the flexibility, performance, and compatibility of an on-premises file servers. Lift and shift, branch office backups, backup and disaster recovery, file archiving. So let's say you want to share file. Let's say you have some file shares, on-premises file shares. You can map with cloud.
The one that I said, like the next storage, you can map that in the cloud.
Yes. So the advantage is a backup, disaster recovery, those kind of purposes. It will be good because your file sharing will be entire network, but copy will be in the cloud.
I may need to learn from you the local network data storage. You connect that to the switch, right?
Yeah.
The PC, like how to set that thing up, like how you set that.
Oh, NAS device. If you want to set up, NAS device has its own operating system. So NAS device has own operating systems. Everything. NAS is like another CPU, simple like that, and that has Linux-based operating system, but it has a graphical user interface. It's very nice.
How do you access the interface?
That will have a local IP, and if you put the local IP and hit enter, you'll be able to. They will ask you to put. Yeah, I have some NAS device, not in here, but I have used many of them. NAS device is pretty simple. Pretty simple.
SAN is very complicated.
SAN is complicated, yes.
And then that will appear as a network right once you set that up.
Yes, exactly, yes. NAS is good for file servers. Many companies they're using the file servers. You can create domain, you can create username. NAS servers got everything, like TFTP servers, syslog servers, VPN servers, everything it has.
You virtualize in that NAS server.
You can do virtualization as well.
And that's why you put different servers.
Yeah, so instead of Windows servers, simply you can use the NAS servers. You don't need any Windows servers. It's got everything. File sharing, everything. You can map network drive, update management, backup purposes. So many. I mean, that should be a very good device. So that's why many companies they're using the NAS servers.
Every company has got the file sharing. Like they have the shared folder, or like personal shared folder, or something like that. They create the
Yes.
individual folder, private folder as well.
Yes.
For the individual employees.
Yes, and that can be accessible from outside as well.
As well, yeah.
It
Like
can have.
I see my wife. She's got the private folder which she does
Yeah.
everything, but then they got the public folder as well, where everyone has access to the public folder. They can share things. Like setting that up is I have never set up one. So I thought, how we set that up. I've seen it in some job, like in some MSP or some companies, they ask like NAS,
Yes.
NAS management and.
Yep. Now, file sync components, we have a storage sync service is the top level resources which you need to download from online. Registered servers object represents a trust relationship between your servers and storage sync. Azure File Sync agent is downloadable package that enables Windows servers to be synced with Azure File Share. A server endpoint represents a specific locations on a registered server such as a folder. A cloud endpoint is an Azure File Share. A sync group defines the files are kept in a sync. So if you looked at here, these pictures, you need a Windows servers, okay? And Windows servers, you need to have one of the component called storage sync service that need to be downloaded over there. After that, we need to download.
So it has to be Windows server, not like a NAS device.
No. Let's open your servers.
There should be a role.
No.
Is it role or I said this.
No, we need to connect to the online and download something. It's like a Azure AD Connect we have done, similar sort of stuffs. Let's connect. We should have internet connection from the last week. And then we're going to download Azure that agent. This one, see if you search for this one, storage sync service. Oh. Where is the create button? Okay, that will be Azure file. Azure file sync, yeah, this one. Yes, this one. Deploy Azure file sync, yes. Resource group RJ5 today. Provide a name. Is it file sync 1? Is it file sync 1? East US. Okay. Azure file sync. It will show on the right hand side.
Not searching.
Hmm?
Let's search, it doesn't come.
Azure file sync has many issues. Search Azure space file. That one, Azure file sync.
Or this marketplace. This service is, I think it's in admin service.
Yes, click on that one. It will come. Yeah, now we can fill up informations. At first, we create, review, and create. Create, okay. And by the time, let's open your, this one is, we need to do quite a few things. Open this one. So we should have internet connections. We go to the Internet Explorer. We're going to log in. We need to log in here actually. So Azure portal login, because we need to download something from online. Website, I don't want to download any portal app. Okay. I logged in already. Once I logged in, I'll be able to find my um, Azure file, Azure file sync. Need to make it bigger. Some reason is not coming up. Found it? I could not find mine one. Azure file.
Marketplace. Million.
Oh yes. This one I don't need.
Take some time.
Yeah. This one, and before okay, we'll do that.
We created one already. I see.
So Azure file sync, but where is that one?
I created a name file sync. I found mine.
So you found under storage sync,
I
or
just searched. Do you remember what you named? I named as file sync, and I searched and I found.
yeah, either it
That's
should
the
be.
one, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, found it. So you found this one, storage sync service under that. Okay. So I'll open this one. Now we're going to configure this one. So now we need to create sync group. Sync group name AB is sync group 1. And it says you need to have a select storage account. I'm going to select my same storage account, that one, which is Z storage account. Okay.
It says no storage account found. Always TOS2.
So see the select storage account, but you may change your locations, because this one we created in I created RJ-5 in the East US. If you have a different region, now you need to create new one. So if you do not,
Always TOS as well.
yeah, if you do not have, just create new one probably. And I have a Azure file share. This is called data one. So this sync group I clicked. This screen is small. After that, we need to create add cloud endpoint. Oh. And server endpoint, this is we need to configure. Okay, add server endpoint. That's where we need to add the server. Registered servers, we need to
Still creating the resource. We create the sync groups. Sync groups. So group name, anything, right?
Yeah.
It was a distributed group.
And
file share, what do you select on Azure file share?
just select that same file, data one or something.
Oh, I don't have any files here. Probably I don't have any files in there.
Hmm?
I don't have any files in this thing, but anyway.
But you had a file before, right?
That's what I thought. Subscription. Oh no. Yes, I have file in the blog. But that's another storage account anyway. So this is file sync, it's a file sharing service. That's why I need to create a file.
Also, when you creating, yeah, and then we need to download this stuffs. Azure File Sync Agent, we need to download as well. Oh, we have a Windows Server 2016 or 2016, I guess. Windows Server 2019, this one. Make sure like what servers you have. You don't, so make sure when you select this one, you download the agent for relevant servers, okay? So maybe just wait over there, give this one bit of time and have a look. So I'm just creating next, next, so I'm installing, okay? And I need to have another folder in here. In C drive, I have a data one folder, but I'll go to properties, I'll share this one. This is, let's say this is my, share folder, okay? On-premises share folder. I'm going to sync this share folder with cloud. Under that, I got many other stuffs, okay? So it's installing. So once you install this one, then it will ask you to register. When you put username and password, it will link with Azure Cloud. Okay, then I click on finish. Now is up checking for updates. Click OK. It says Azure environment. I'm signing as a cloud solution provider. No, just sign in simply, okay? That's where it will link up with your that account. So once you logged in, it will pick up the Azure subscriptions. Resource group, it will be RJ5. Storage sync service, you see? Now it's like communicating register. You just need to download this Azure file sync from, and when you download, it will give you the options.
Select Windows version.
Yeah,
Server version.
server versions. So once it's done, then I'll be able to see the, then close this one. So it's already synced. Now, if I go to my cloud side, actually I have everything in here. Now, registered servers, it should find in here. I'll try again. Now, add server endpoint. Now it should find this one.
It'll take some time.
Yeah, other one is successfully, what is that things? Azure. It's that's another point, like it's hard to find out this stuff is up to date. Okay, if this is up to date, okay, I'll work with my different portal.
Very surprising. None of all the pieces now is very slow.
You'll do it maybe, give this one bit of time. Yes, I found it. That is C:/ which folder, like data1. I want to sync that one. Cloud tiering, initial download, those things not required, but still create. Now creating server endpoint. So it will be now one endpoint in here. Yeah. Now provisioning. So now you have to wait. So once provisioning done, this data1 and cloud.1, they will sync. I could change the folder name. Name doesn't matter.
And whatever we will be writing in this folder, you will get
That will be in here.
synced in the cloud.
Yes, that will be inside your, that if I go to, yeah, it will, if I go to any storage account, under that we have a files, file shares. Under that we have a data. So this data1, look at that, all these things came up from on-premises as well. Max and these things we didn't create, right? But so it's directly synced. So if I create another directory, like to test this directory, to test, it should be in the cloud, so in the on-premises. So many tab. This one, if I go here in data1 to test, it should be here. It may take a bit of time, but it will be here. Yeah, images, right? This is our images. Yeah, image already here. So that one should be here as well. So if I create from server, it should reflect to cloud as well. On server endpoint, pending. Health is pending, but it should be working. Got it? So this is still pending. It takes a bit of time, but things is working. That's the main thing. what side is. Yeah, this one is all good here.